I would like to introduce, on my left, Dina Light McNeely, and on my right, John Keeler. All right. Both of these folks spent a lot of time working at agencies dealing with data, and we're going to talk about big data, whether it's good or evil, all right? And I'm not going to let you know who thinks what about that fight until they start talking. Dina has spent time at big agencies like Publicis, Rap, and the marketing arm here in town, all right? While she was doing that kind of stuff, she controlled accounts like GameStop and their 45 million members, and there's a little bit of data that goes with that, FYI. John here spent a large part of his career at the Richards Group, ended up running digital for them, also time at Learning Machine, okay, and is also a teacher at SMU. So, the topic, this one doesn't need a huge setup, you know where it's going to go. Is the concept of big data good or evil? Who's going to go first? John's going to go first. You have a minute.
All right. So the future of the world really depends on data and technology that no one fully understands. Big data is so large that it defies comprehension. So what I hope to convince everyone of tonight is that the potential for what we can do with big data makes it worth any risk that we might consider. So the real opportunity in big data is that it's the fuel for machine learning and artificial intelligence. And those technologies will usher in the biggest change to humanity since the Industrial Revolution. And that next evolution is going to be about automating intelligence. What's possible when you have 1,000 minds working 24 hours a day on a problem with instant access to billions of data points. So we'll be able to reframe our work to focus more on creativity than productivity, reclaim our leisure time, reclaim our lives by better detection and treatment of disease. And none of that is possible without both active and passive sharing of our data. Sharing more, not less, is going to empower the next evolution of humanity.
Outstanding. Dina, you have a minute.
Big data comes with great risk. Big data is not a pristine resource. It's a lot like nuclear waste. It has a long half-life. Some of the first things we learned about atomic energy were that it glowed in the dark. So guess what we did? We developed glow-in-the-dark condoms. I think we're in the radium condom stage of big data. A lot of hype, some good, and lots of risks. Just yesterday, Facebook unveiled it's tracking your political preferences. What if you lived in a country where this could put you at risk? We must remember history as we're placing huge data stores under the control of a few high-powered private entities. Data we may not consider damning today could be damning tomorrow. You no longer own your own fingerprint, know how long it's stored or how it's used. Big data may help you navigate your way home, but guess what? It can also find you anywhere. It can perpetuate discrimination. It can be used to cause harm to individuals, to invade privacy, to create incorrect conclusions. It can lead to exclusion, enforce stereotypes. From healthcare to banking, big data can wreak havoc. It could cost people their livelihood or even their lives.
Outstanding. You have 30 seconds rebuttal, John.
All right. So big data is a tool. We're creating it anyway. Of course, we need appropriate controls and protections, but a lot of the arguments that are brought up against big data, privacy concerns, diversity concerns, are the kinds of problems that can actually be solved by using big data in combination with things like machine learning, right? So large technology companies that maybe don't understand they have a diversity problem or how to fix it will be able to rely on looking at that data and analyzing it to figure out where the true problems are.
And that's 30 seconds. Dina, your 30-second rebuttal.
John Stuart Mill in 1861 defined utilitarianism. Utilitarianism means that we had to align on one definition of morality. The problem with machine learning, and even Elon Musk has identified that it's potentially more dangerous than nuclear power. We have to figure out and define what bias we're bringing into the mix. If you have a bunch of white male programmers in a room defining the algorithms that are going to determine artificial intelligence, then they're going to bring their bias to the mix, and it's going to perpetuate, not end, these kind of cultural issues.
I can personally attest that there's no intelligence with white males, so judges, what do you got?
So an argument could be made that big data is not inherently good or evil. Big data is simply neutral. Money is a similar thing to big data if you think about it. Money can be used for good, and it can also be used for evil. So given the fact that data could be considered neutral, what, if anything, should we be pursuing to stop abuses of big data while at the same time enabling uses of good?
Wow. John, I'm going to let you go first.
I'll go first. So I think we're going to have a hard time waiting for regulation to keep up. We should be doing that. A lot of people don't know, if you do a genetic test right now, we could all see extreme benefit from that in treatment. But right now, it is legal for a life insurance company to deny you coverage based on genetic test results. It is illegal for a health provider, health insurance company, to not provide you insurance. But I think we can't wait for regulation to catch up. We need it, but we've got to keep innovating.
Thank you. 30 seconds, Dina.
The FTC and the White House both issued warnings about big data and the inherent bias that's available. We already have the FCRA that basically protects against credit fraud, but understanding the nuances of how they're modeling the data to determine if there is an issue in bias being created by an algorithm, the data's just not there. The information's just not there. The White House identified this risk and put together a panel of people to really help dive into understanding and what we can do to prevent this.
All right. That was awesome. Voting is open. You have a minute. All righty. Stand up, guys. Now, either we have a software bug or the left side has an advantage. I'm not sure what that is right now, but what are our results? Dina! Thank you so much. All right. And this is you.
I'm super excited.
Thanks, brother. Awesome.